Hey guys, and welcome to Relationship Therapy. Today we have a cheating revenge story from one of my subscribers that we'll walk you through with, and afterwards I'll give my opinion and advice to this subscriber on how to deal with this situation. Here we go. When is D-date really? Need support me 37 male and my wife 37 female. I've been married for 12 years, together for 16. We met in college. We have a 6-year-old. We've been saving since forever, and we bought our first house last year. Things have been rocky, but we've managed to have a long-lasting relationship. I don't even know what to call D-Day at this point. The truth is so muddled. Is it the first time I found out something was going on months ago? Is it last week, last night, or maybe it's today? Maybe D-Day was last year. It started the way these things always start. My wife was up late on her phone texting someone. Maybe it was family, maybe it was friends, but it felt off. She had been very protective and secretive of her phone, but I had an opportunity and I took it while she was in the shower. She had been flirting semi-brazenly with her coworker Jack Harkness. I don't know how else to describe it. You could tell it was a new friendship, but she was being bold. Much bolder than I'm used to from her, and a little sexual. I confronted her about it. She said she didn't think she did anything wrong. It was just a coworker. She was mad at me for snooping. A week later, as she's getting ready in the morning, she leaves her phone on the nightstand, locked. But a notification pops up from Jack at 5 in the morning. I don't want to wake up my son, so I don't confront her. I suck at confrontation anyways. I talked to my therapist about it that afternoon. He says I need to confront her about it and ask her what's going on. Ask her to see her phone, and I do. She gets home, I ask her to see her phone. She says no. She has a right to privacy. I ask her if she's been talking to him. She says he's messaged her maybe 2 or 3 times. I insist on seeing it. She tells me I'm imagining things and I need to get help to get over this. I tell her that's fine. I will seek help for this after I see her phone. Finally, she relents. 2 or 3 times is 50,100 messages over the last 2 weeks. But they seem innocuous enough, but still, she lied about them. We go to counseling again. We had gone previously when our child was first born, for about 6 months. Our counselor laid out a plan for reconciliation, but required her to cut communication with him, and a commitment to take divorce off the table from me. My wife says she doesn't like our counselor anymore. We never go back again. Maybe D-Day was last week. My wife is texting all morning with her friends. I see her pin to unlock her phone. At this point, I'm still suspicious, and it's eating me up. I get 30 seconds of time where she leaves her phone out of sight, and I unlock it. Just enough time to see she's texting him again, but the name has been changed. Now it's Harkness G. I don't get a chance to see the messages. I talk to her. I ask her if she's still talking with Jack. She is, she says, but there's nothing there. He's just a friend, and I never asked her not to talk to him. She said she needed to talk to him because they were together. I don't ask to see the text messages she doesn't offer. At this point, does it matter? Would it help? Maybe D-Day was last night. All day yesterday, she was in a mood. Upset, anxious, avoiding me. Last night, while she's asleep, I take her phone from her nightstand. My heart is racing. What if she wakes up? Why am I snooping? What will I find? I feel shame and anxiety. I have the pin. Incorrect. Too few digits this time. Her new pin is longer. Well, fuck. At this point, I decide to sleep on the couch. She wakes up and comes downstairs. Before we continue, please like and subscribe if you enjoy the video. Ask me if everything is okay. I tell her I have a headache, true at this point, and I'm feeling nauseous, also true. She asks me if I have a fever, if I have COVID. I assure her I don't, just a sinus headache. She asks me to come up to bed and asks me to tell her what's wrong. I tell her I think she's having an affair. She says she would never do that. She asks if this is about that other guy. I ask her why she flirts with him. She says because it's fun. That's where it ends. My headache gets the best of me and I tell her I want to sleep. Guess today is D-Day. I'm so tired, emotionally and physically. I'm tired of the leaky faucet of trickle truth. I'm tired of the cell phone nuclear football. I'm tired of being paranoid and knowing I'm always just half right and come away feeling like an asshole. I don't know what to say when she gets home. I'm terrible at confrontation. I just want to end this nightmare. She knows how much this bothers you and she hasn't stopped. In fact, she changed his number and lied to you about it. Your therapist told her it was wrong and to stop, but she didn't. No matter what level the affair is that she's involved in one, and she's deeply invested in it. More so than she is invested in you. You may be bad at confrontation, but this has been going on for a year, and it's only made things worse for you. You've already gone to therapy and it changed nothing. Talk to a lawyer and get your options. After you've spoken to the lawyer, tell her you think you two should separate. You don't have to divorce, but separate. When she asks why, tell her she knows why. She chose him over you, and you're tired of being the only one invested in your marriage. You're tired of being second best. If she says you're being unreasonable since it's harmless, tell her it isn't harmless since she could never choose you over him. No matter what she offers after that, open phone and see with him, etc. Tell her she's had a year to fix this, and all she did was change his name in her phone. Working together isn't an excuse / she never kept their interactions strictly work-related. She had a year to end things with him, transfer or find a new job, and she doubled down with him. Now it's time for you to take care of you. At the moment, she's having her cake and eating it. She's got you at home to share living costs and chores and him for excitement. You know that she's having an emotional affair, and sorry to say that affairs with co-workers are usually physical. She's been stepping out with him for a year. This can't continue. Prepare an exit strategy and seek legal advice. This situation isn't going to sort itself out, and it's time for you to do some things which you will need to be strong to see though. Line up a support network, both those for when it gets too bad. Secure important documents and sentimentals where she can't get to them, and cancel anything which you have joint access to that could generate debt. Take the time you need to get proper plans in place, but don't procrastinate. Gather evidence, screenshot her phone, and share it with AP's partner on their work. Prepare yourself mentally for this. After a year of EA, there will be things on that phone that, even though you know are bad, will be worse than you expect and will shake you to the core. Then separate and take some time to decide what you want to do based on your feelings and interactions. Don't be passive during this time though. Keep legal etc. moving and be seen to be serious. Update. When is D-Day, really? I sat my wife down and explained to her that at this point, I'm ready to move on and I want a divorce. She told me that this thing with her coworker was nothing, and this is a ridiculous thing to want a divorce over. She offered to show me the text messages between them, and I accepted, but I was skeptical. It's so easy now to delete messages if they aren't actual SMS messages sent from the carrier, and these were not. The messages I saw were tame, but still not appropriate. She messaged him repeatedly. He flirted relentlessly over innocuous things. At one point on Thanksgiving Day, she said, "The turkey is in the oven," and he replied, "That's so hot." Another time, a week ago, she texted him around bedtime, saying that she was going to have another drink because it had been a long day for her, and he replied, "I am so turned on right now. I'm frustrated because I feel like I'm in a weird limbo right now." There's definitely proof of inappropriate behaviors there. She's been hiding this relationship, gaslighting me, but what I've seen isn't necessarily a smoking gun. The texts are inappropriate but not conclusively sexual, and also don't make sense in context, unless he's just a weird pervert. There was nothing explicit from her end, and she definitely wasn't flirting back, but also wasn't unreceptive to his advances. She begged me to reconsider, and I said no. She begged me again to reconsider, and again I said no. I was firm. She begged me a dozen times. She finally asked me for just 2 counseling sessions. At this point, I relented. I said fine, just a couple sessions. If I'm not convinced that we can make it work, I'm ending things though, so here I am. Not the satisfying update I was hoping for. But an update is an update. Thanks for the advice. I'll bring this up this week. We had a huge argument today because she felt like I wasn't fighting for the relationship enough. I told her that I only agreed to a couple counseling sessions, nothing more. She still doesn't think she did anything wrong. And maybe that's what irritates me the most. She knows she did something wrong, and on top of that, given the terribly out-of-context sexual message, it's obvious she's just mad you are moving forward without concrete evidence, since she feels like she did everything perfectly to conceal it. I definitely try the messaging app trick, and if your name is on the phone bill, just hit the records. At this point, talking to her is useless. Trick her or circumvent her. My name is on the phone bill, and I've already looked through the records, but unfortunately, this is all through iMessage, thanks Apple. Previously, they communicated on Facebook, but he said he was deleting his Facebook. He didn't. He's still her friend there, and she could communicate via iMessage or Signal. She has Signal, but there were no messages there. Schedule a polygraph. Plenty of security/background check companies out there. Costs a couple $100. You'll get the truth one way or another with that. Let's move on to my thoughts and advice for the person that is dealing with this problem. Your story reflects a heartbreaking breach of trust. Despite counseling efforts, Your wife's secretive behavior and inappropriate messages with her coworkers signal a lack of commitment to rebuilding trust. While not overtly sexual, the messages are unquestionably inappropriate. Feeling stuck in this limbo is understandable. Considering your wife's denial and repeated pleas, seeking additional evidence like a polygraph test may be necessary for clarity and informed decision-making about your relationship's future. I wish you the best of luck moving forward. Thank you all for taking the time to listen to today's stories. If you enjoyed listening, please feel free to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also comment below with your thoughts on what happened. Take care